Bienvenido, mi gente linda. Hello, my folks, to Un Poquito de Todo. Second episode of the day. We didn't change clothes, FYI. It's going to be a quick Q&A. Less emotional, I think, than the rest.
That was good.
It's going to be a fun one and stuff. So just to kind of know each other and you guys know me and blah, blah, blah. So, a ver, Yvette, hazlo.
Woo, okay. I was an intense episode earlier, so now we're going to lighten it up a little bit. So one of my questions is, what inspired you to become a real estate agent, and not just an agent, but an entrepreneur?
I'm still trying to become an entrepreneur. No. What inspired me? Oh my God, this is such a, so I've been, my family members actually, so I'm from LA, and a lot of them have done real estate. I mean, that's their thing. So early on, I knew even before I got married, I used to I liked the vibe. I liked, and I dealt with a lot of Latino agents back then as well. I liked the vibe. I loved the problem solving, So I knew, and I've always been in sales. So that's something that I've always done sales. Early on, I used to manage stores, retail, and I knew that that's a direction that I wanted to go. I was going to school to be a lawyer.
That makes sense to me.
I was going to school. That was my thing. I was going to go to school to be a lawyer, and then pues no salieron las cosas así. So anyways, I ended up when I got married, when we came here, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to see. I think I could do this, and I could help people, and I think I'd be good. And yeah. And since I've been doing it, it's been pretty successful. I'll tell you, I want to give you a story piggyback on that. It's with my first deal, and I want to make sure, I don't even know what question in there is that. Pero cuando yo decidí hacer real estate, when I decided to really full-blown do real estate, I was still working full-time at a job because we needed to pay the bills. We had just gotten married and stuff, so I needed to pay the bills. And I always said, hey, when I get my first deal, I'm going to quit my job, okay? Because, of course, pues no se quiere quedar uno sin dinero, right? When I get my first deal, I'm going to quit my job. So I got my first deal. And it was a referral from my husband at his job. Man, I quit my job while it was an escrow. That transaction, girl, took 3 freaking months to close. So it's just to show you the kind of what I set the tone for the rest of my damn transactions. It took 3 freaking months to close.
It was a good one.
It was a good one. But so with that, so the entrepreneur question, that's when I knew I didn't give up. And I only kept hustling, and, now I knew early on how to solve and make it happen, and I don't know, maybe convince or bullshit the agent on the other side, because que se quedó in transaction with me for 3 months, being a new agent.
That's some skill.
That is, I'm like, I could do this.
That's some skill.
I could do this.
Yes.
So it became, to me, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a business out of this, and voila.
I love it. And indeed you did. You were one of the top agents. That's how we met, right?
Yes.
At the Builder, and you were one of the top agents, and I always admired that about you. You had such a good problem-solving strategies, always very positive, always like, we're going to make this happen.
Oh, my God.
You would connect with people, so love it.
We would stick como decían, el chicle en la pared,
yes,
if it stuck.
That's okay, and it would work 9 times out of 10.
Yes, yes.
So I love that. Okay, so you did, let's see, how do you incorporate your cultural background into your business practices? I know we talked about that a lot.
Well, how do I incorporate that? I don't even know if I do. The bulk of my business is Latino. But let me go back and tell you why I stuck with Latino, and I only not sell with Hispanics and none of that. But when I first started in the business, and people who in the same culture might understand this, when you first started in the business, you're very, very lost, okay? And
overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed, and back then, I mean, it's not what we have now. I mean, it was really all face-to-face and stuff. So I felt early on, I felt more comfortable in the Latino community. Even though I speak the language, I'm an American, I was born here and stuff. So I thank God que hablaba español. I felt more, I mean, that's funny to say, but I felt more comfortable in the Latino community. Why? So I think that's how I kind of incorporate, because I felt that I was going to learn with them. Does that make, because
But you felt comfortable
I
to
did,
do so. Yeah.
because
You
the
felt accepted, I'm sure,
yeah,
comforted.
well, one, I'm a salesperson for
Right.
sure, but I felt that el contrato igual, sí, I knew how to read it and all that stuff, pero para explicarlo, to explain it, I felt that I didn't have to go into detail. Like it was, I just felt more comfortable. Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they felt the same with
And
you.
then, and they did. So then I'm like, okay, this works. Nos estamos aprendiendo. I'm learning. I'm making mistakes. And you know, in every mistake, you only become better. It's not until I started working new homes where I was introduced to different, obviously, cultures, because no había mucho Latino, where I'm like, oh, you know, I got it in every culture here, you know? So that's, I think, how, and I continue to do that. So I bring in, you know, see, and it comes down to values at the end of the day.
Values,
Yeah. It comes down to values,
Yeah.
and people see that. So I forgot that. Oh my God.
Good memories, huh? So what advice do you have for other Latina entrepreneurs aspiring to enter into this real estate community?
Oh my God. We just talked about that too, right? Man, we are pretty badass. We not only have, let me just tell you, and not to say this because, oh my God, soy Latina y mujer. We have two markets. I feel like as a Latina, we could conquer so much more than others that are not Latina. Aside from being a woman, no quitarle nada a nadie, but being a woman, I think we already, we do attract more business, I think, right? Don't you think, you know?
And I think it's a nurturing type of business where
Correct.
people need their hands held and they feel
Yes,
a
and
little
we're
more
more,
comfortable.
and we are bilingual. I mean, so we're not just, we're helping the Latino community. We're helping, you know, other cultures.
Yes.
So I was like, God, we could, girls, man, we could conquer this damn freaking world.
Yes, we can.
But do not, and just make sure, do not let anyone, because you're a Latino, you feel that, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I mean, shit, we got it. We really are pretty badass, yeah?
We can do it all.
We could do it all.
Well, speaking of, how do you unwind after a busy day of showing properties, negotiating deals, and just being an all-around chingona?
Mucho tequila. No te creas. No. That's not true. That is not true. Especially as you get older. Ya ni puedo ni tomar and stuff, you know. You know what? As I'm now, it was different back then. But now as I'm getting older, I love my house. Fuck, I love to be in my house. I can't wait when it's a busy day. I get in my comfy clothes. I still love to work. I feel like I always have to have my laptop on. And I tell my and they already know my folks at home. They're like, mom's gonna do mom. That's what makes her feel good. Like she needs to feel like I'm constantly doing something, you know, to prepare for the next day. But being on my couch with my comfy clothes and watching old movies.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I just, that's.
And you know what? And that's what you sell. You sell a home, right?
I do.
That's your sanctuary, and that's what you want your clients to have.
You know what? And people, I mean, not to bring this a Q&A, but buy a house or be in a house or even in the home that you own, make it where you want to go home, you know? Because, God,
it's rewarding.
It
It's
is.
comforting. You work hard for it.
I love it.
That's what we do.
I'll sit in I love to have a clean kitchen, but I'll sit in my living room, in my family room, and I just kind of like, you know, after a busy day, you look around, and I'm like, God, I'm so blessed. And it just, I don't know, it makes me.
And that's what drives you, right?
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's
simple,
what you want to
simple
give.
things, but yeah, it helps me. Yeah.
I love that. Yes, that's why we're here, right? To give that. Okay, so this is I'm actually would love to know. What is your go-to strategy for staying organized and on top of your busy schedule? You're so busy. How do you do it?
I am not organized.
What?
I'm letting you know that right now. You know what? I organized. Well, I guess I am. I mean, I guess I have.
I mean, you get it done.
I get it done. So that's the thing. Organized. I have a million things going at a time. I have a calendar. Do we forget things? I'm not the way I decide out here that, oh my God, everything, I'm always on time. No, that's not, you know, you prioritize. I have a to-do list. Every night before I go to bed, I make sure I check off what I did and what I didn't do, because shit happens. In the morning, I'll pick up where I left off. But, you know, and in this business and with kids and husbands and stuff, you might have a whole damn organized or list or whatever, and then se te mete algo or something comes up or whatever it may be. But I do like to make my list. So I'll have a lot of to-do lists, put stuff on my calendar. I do have an assistant that helps me. And, you know, priorities. At the end of the day, clients come first, and then everything just kind of falls into place. Yeah. But a to-do list, I think we all need that. I didn't do that before. So now I get more like, okay, you know what? I feel accomplished once I have my list going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's good advice, especially as a mother and a wife as well.
Yeah. And I have a to-do list for my husband and my other kids. Yeah.
Okay. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice before starting your entrepreneurial journey, what would it be?
Start whatever you're going to do it now. Do not wait for whenever you think right timing. You're never going to have enough money. You're never going to have the right people. Just do it. And always, whatever you decide to do, I ended up doing real estate, immediately go with a mentor and team up with someone that's going to take you to the next level faster. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Because that was one of the things I think I was trying to figure out all by myself in the beginning, you know. So, for sure.
Love that. All right, last one. If you could host a dream dinner party with 3 influential figures, living or deceased, who would you invite and
That's
why?
so funny. So I have this. So these questions that we have, it's kind of like I'm also going to ask other people. I am not really like nobody really like, it's going to sound so that I'm star-striking or any of that, you know?
Yep.
So never have I ever really thought of that. One person, and es mexicana, y una artista ya se murió. I would have, I think, Maria Félix.
Okay. Isn't she from Sonora?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm for it.
So she's pretty badass, and it's funny because I know my husband always says she reminds me of you. I would love to freaking have her there and show me. Se casó muchas veces. Era muy enamorada.
We have a long coming.
But I think I would want to have her, me, and maybe all her husbands. Yeah.
Sign me up. If I could just be a fly on the wall.
But I don't have any. That's because her what I liked about her is her personality. She was she knew what she wanted, very determined, and made it happen in a man's world.
Yes.
And she's still like,
she's iconic.
Oh, for sure. She's freaking badass. Le valía cacahuate, madre todo.
Love it.
And
I love it.
I would love to, yeah. That's it, really.
Oh, I love that. That was the best answer
Yes.
ever. Ever. Well, I think is there anything else here? I think that was, we learned so much about you.
We did. So this was just kind of a Q&A just because we wanted to, I don't know a little bit about me, but but we learned a lot, I think, in the last show and stuff. I
just want to thank you for opening up, because I know I've been feeling a certain type of way, and I saw you today and we did this podcast and so much came out, and it was like almost like therapy, but it had to be said.
Yeah.
These things are not talked about. And I just thank you for opening up, because you are such a badass, and everyone needs to know that behind the scenes that these things happen and that these feelings are normal and they're real and you're not alone. And so I thank you for opening up.
Oh, no. Thank you for allowing me to and stuff. Feelings are real. And so just stay with that. I mean, we're all human. And I think, we could all learn a little bit from each other. And just because someone seems like they're like hard ass, or they seem to have their shit together, they don't, and you never know. And I'm gonna leave it at that, but you never know what someone's going through, and sometimes I estás pensando de más, and just because you think they're strong, a hug, or let's just be kind to one another.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
and reach out. We're here, right?
Yeah.
You are an open book. You really are. You have mentored so many, and I've known you for a very long time, and very rare are there people that are so solid. And so I think that you're such an asset to this community, to the business, and again, thank you. La reina de las casas.
La reina, yeah. Well, nos vamos, y con eso nos quedamos. We will see you on the next show. Aquí con un poquito de todo. Liz Alarcon, la reina de las casas.